Hello and welcome back. There's no races on.
Oh no.
They've all been cancelled.
Every single one.
And I hate it. However, we're going to discuss what you can do in the time where you can't watch races. You can always play races.
Yes, you can.
Which is a terrible, grammatically awful way to phrase it. But we are going to be talking about racing games today. Now, of course, you've probably seen our previous video, which I'm going to link here, relating to our top F1 games. This time, we're going to try our top racing games that aren't Formula 1 affiliated. They may have F1 cars in them, but they're not classically F1 games. We're going to start off with an honourable mention because before we started this video we had a little bit of discussion about what games we class, because racing games is a very wide genre, essentially.
You ruined my dreams.
I ruined your dreams because I'm arguing that, well, Mario Kart and Crash Team Racing don't actually count. I personally class those as kart races, and I would say that the format's completely different. It's arcade, like, they are racing games, I guess. However, I don't class them as the same type of genre that I've got on my list here. However, you disagree.
I do disagree because it's a racing game on a games console, and it's as much a racing game as Gran Turismo is. It's not a simulation, clearly.
True, not simulation.
But it's still a racing game.
So in that case, if you could have picked one kart racer, which would
it would be CTR.
CTR, PS1, or the Nitro Fueled remake?
Oh, the PS1 one.
PS1 one, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I'd probably go for I just Mario Kart in general. There's so many of them now. You've got Heights of N64, which is quite a good one. You've got Mario Kart 8 on the Switch, which is very good.
Double Dash was always my favourite.
Double Dash.
GameCube.
Yeah, you know, we never had a GameCube. Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart Wii with the actual Wiimote, which loosely inspired the terrible F1 version.
Ooh, F109.
Dire. We're now going to kick off with our list of top 5 non-F1 games. Alex, let's start with your number 5.
My number 5 is Grid Autosport.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so why is it number 5?
Because it's a good game, but it's not my favourite.
Why is it not your favourite? I'm going to say the handling you're not a fan of.
Handling, and it wasn't in depth enough.
Okay, yeah.
It was quite good at doing little championships in each one, but it didn't go far enough into each category.
Yes, because I felt like you kind of got where you kind of affiliated yourself with like Open Wheels or that thing, and then when you're kind of really getting into it and specialising, it's like, oh no, stop, try something else now.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, cool. When did Grid Autosport come out?
2014.
2014,
I think, on the PS3.
Yes, yeah, because you had it on PS3. I had it on Xbox 360.
I think it was PS3 because we were at home.
Great choice of tracks. They did the thing I like racing games where they have real tracks and fake tracks and they mix it up.
Yes.
I always quite enjoyed that.
And the fake tracks felt like they were real, which is always quite good.
Yeah, there's a fantastic track which was in the woods and you could actually just see it being like, it's almost like a Spa rip-off, bizarrely. Cool. My number 5 is Toka 2 on the PS1.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Toka 2 is one of those games, again, when I was younger, I wasn't really massively into racing, but I ended up playing it quite a bit. And I just enjoyed the variety of cars you had, I think, for a start.
Well, you had touring cars, all the licensed manufacturer teams in the British Touring Car Championship in 1998. Then you had
Fords.
Van Diemen's, as they call them.
Yes, yeah.
Which is a type of Formula Ford. We'll go into that later. What were there? There was TVRs?
There's TVRs, there's a Fiestas.
Yeah, there's
Fiesta, was it Fiesta
well.
Challenge?
Yeah, something like that.
And I was like, it had the PS1 thing I like, where they just had the same model and just changed the colours slightly to represent different teams.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, that was my number 5.
But that means you have all the circuits on the British calendar.
Yes, really upset they've not started doing that again, actually.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I haven't been able to find Croft on any of the racing games.
No, Snetterton, I haven't seen on another one.
Snetterton, was that possibly on Project Cars?
I'll have a look and find out. Anyway, let's move on to your number 4.
My number 4, it's Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Ah, yes, the one with the really stylized intro.
Yeah, I will point out this is the one from 2005, not the 2012 one.
Oh yes, there's another one, wasn't there?
Yes,
this was the one with the silver and blue BMW.
Yes, it was.
Yes, okay.
Which has become legendary.
And you were racing for slips, bro.
Pink slips.
Pink slips.
Yeah, around Rosewood. It's a brilliant game. It's the best Need for Speed game. It's open world, major choice of cars. You can do anything you want with the cars. And the handling wasn't that bad. It was essentially an arcade game.
Yeah, for I think I kind of binged on Need for Speed Underground when that came out, and then Most Wanted didn't really click with me for some reason. I played quite a bit of it, but after the first few pink slips, I kind of just went.
Awesome soundtrack.
Good soundtrack. I quite like the aspect of the police in that game as well.
Yeah, you get to ram them.
Yeah, it's very much the Fast and Furious response of we'll stop you by going fast.
Yes, we'll stop you by going fast and ramming into the side of you and destroying your car. Which worked quite well.
It's the fantastic gamer cliche.
Yes.
Cool. My number 4, I think you're going to be surprised by, Assetto Corsa. Merely because I haven't played it enough yet. I got it recently on the PSN network thing. You know, I've been playing bits of it, and I must say, I absolutely love what it's capable of. I just haven't fully experienced it yet. Like, for example, the fact you can go around like 1950s Silverstone in a classic 1950s car.
1960s Monza with the oval in 1960s.
Yeah.
F1 cars.
That was great fun.
Genius.
Obviously, when I played the game, I went straight to the F1 stuff, which is why I've put this quite so low, because I haven't experienced the other side of it. But the variety of cars is huge. The quality of the game, graphics, presentation, all seems fantastic.
When it was announced Zandvoort was coming back, that's the game that has Zandvoort on the game.
Oh, fantastic.
So you
Sales in Holland.
Sales in Holland go flying up, and I decided to take a touring car around.
Yeah. Right, into your podium positions.
It's Colin McRae Rally 2.
Ah, yes, or 2.0, isn't it?
Yeah,
technically.
We hired it.
Oh,
we
yes.
hired it from a place called Computerama, and then when you could hire games like that.
Yes,
and it's essentially Blockbuster for games. And then,
and you absolutely loved it.
It was so
good. I can remember you just absolutely...
so good.
It's interesting, because that game had lots of interesting presentation skills that you're kind of seeing in the Codemasters games now, where it's almost like had a paddock area and all that sort of stuff, where you obviously tune up your car.
Well, the WRC8 has the same service, not graphics, but element to it. That you repair your car with a certain time limit, and WRC8 does the same thing.
Yeah, and it's one of those games, Colin McRae 2.0, or whatever you want to call it. Quite a lot of fun, although we could never get past the arcade mode thing, because there are tracks we couldn't unlock for some reason.
Yeah, we just weren't that good.
Nah, possibly that. I do quite like at the end of a stage as well, you had all the fireworks going off, that sort of thing, if you did well.
Yeah.
No, really good game. Yeah. Cool, I recommend that choice. Mine was Dirt 3, sticking on the rally format. Dirt 3, the 2011 one.
Never played it.
Well, this is the one I started playing on Xbox 360 after I found F1 2010, expecting a similar sort of thing, same developers.
Yep.
Quite a similar vibe, although the thing I remember us finding very interesting is that you had Tanner, what's his face?
I don't. Tanner Faust.
That's it, and he's giving you actual information about racing.
Ex-Top Gear USA presenter.
Yes, and then you got some real bizarre, hey bro, sick bro, nice drift bro, sort of aspect. And it was really weird because you got him being like, and now to think about your front differential. And he's got like, totally sick ride, man. Which was really weird. I remember I looked online and I was like, somebody posted in one of the forums, can you turn off the bro sick bro guy?
Turn bro mode off.
Bro mode. But yeah, no, fantastic rally game. Quite good for those who are new into it, because I'd never really seen much rallying before that. But the thing that absolutely got me was the Gymkhana. That was so much fun in that game. Did it really well. I absolutely loved that. But yeah, got quite into it. It's quite immersive, which is a big thing for me in video games. And if you've seen our F1 review, I put 2010 so high because it immersed me. And I feel exactly the same with this. You got fantastic Gymkhana tracks around like Battersea Power Station, all this sort of thing. It's really good. Yeah, I need to go back to it actually. Anyway, your number 2.
It's one we mentioned already. It's Toka 2 Touring Cars.
Toka 2, is that high for you? Yeah. Wow, okay.
Because it's such a genius game.
Nostalgia
element to it, and it's, as I said before, you've got all the tracks. So you've got Alton Park, but all the different versions of it.
Oh yes, yeah.
So you've got the Fosters there, you've got the island layout. It's genius. And you've got a track that no longer exists in Silverstone International.
Oh.
It doesn't exist in the same way anymore.
Interesting. Is there anything that you'd improve about Toka 2? Anything that's...
The handling.
Okay, yeah.
Because it was a little bit...
Well, in the rain it was ridiculous. And it rained all the time.
In the dry it was ridiculous.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
And the cars, particularly the touring cars, the manufacturers, the Renault Lagunas, the Volvo S40s, looked awesome. It's the super touring era at its best.
Yes, yeah. Okay, interesting. My number 2, until I wrote this list down, I thought was going to be my number 1.
Ooh.
Grid Autosport.
Oh!
Interestingly, because that was one of the first games I played, which was other forms of motorsport. Yeah. I like the progressions thing. I know sometimes it cut you off a bit too far, but I'm one of those weird people of racing games. I absolutely tank it for like a week and then don't play it for a couple of months, then do it again and again and again. Love the variety of cars. Love that you could actually go from very specific cars up and up and up and up. Yeah. And had a great time playing it. The handling I felt was a little bit rigid in some cases, like especially with the open wheeler stuff. Having come from F1 to play that, I was ridiculously out to my depth, but it was quite fun to adjust to. A few changes, perhaps. I think graphics were absolutely superb on it. I'd like to have played it with my wheel, which I've got set up now, but I never had the opportunity. I think maybe just a bit more of a deeper game, maybe a bit more, bit further to go. But however, for the amount I played, I absolutely loved it. Right, your number 1.
My number 1 is Gran Turismo. Number 4.
Number 4. White cover?
Yes. 2005.
2005. Okay, why 4?
Because it was the most immersive. most tracks, the most cars, and loads of cars I'd never even heard of before. I was 14 when it came out. So it's
Yes, it's when you
wonderful.
get
And
the interesting construct. Well,
then-
manufacturers, I guess we call them.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
and you get the Le Mans 24 hours. You can do a
we? Oh, actual
24-hour
24.
race.
Oh,
Actual 24 hours.
imagine crashing on like 22 hours.
Yeah, but by that point you're 5 laps in front, so it doesn't matter.
just massive bags under your eyes.
Well, although there was a B-spec mode, so you could get the computer to do it for you.
Okay, so cool. Anything you'd improve about GT4? Is it basically the perfect racer for you?
Well, you can only look in hindsight. You can probably improve the graphics and the handling a bit, and you could probably have a few more tracks. But this is 15 years ago, so
Yes.
you can't really complain.
No, fair enough.
What's
Interesting.
yours?
Now, this is going to be quite controversial, and this isn't intentional. I know I end up most of my top 5s like this. This game, when I first played it, would have been possibly 5, but over the last 2 years has been slowly building up.
When
and
you were
it's
5?
Pardon?
When you were 5?
No, this would have been my number 5.
Number 5.
So this would have been my number
Gotcha.
5 when it first came out.
I was going to say, hang on.
Could you imagine?
Whoa.
This would have been my number 5 when it first came out, but slowly over the last 2 years, it's been really rising up. I've played it, but it's one of my most played games on the PS4. Every time you do your year review things, it's always there. That game is Gran Turismo Sport.
Ah, yes.
Now, GT Sport has a lot of hatred because Gran Turismo is known about being you start with one car, you buy, you move forwards and sort of like that. GT Sport isn't GT6 or
7.
Sorry, isn't GT7.
No, it's not.
It's meant to be just a purely online racing game, which I don't think many people picked up on.
No.
I don't do much online gaming, but for GT Sport, it just hooked me. I don't really know how. I was determined to get the 20 races one online award, all that sort of thing.
I'm on 26 now.
You're on 26, I'm 23, I think.
Ooh.
I've not played it for a while.
I got my 26 2 days ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just keep going back to it. They've now added more single-player modes, which is fantastic. I really enjoy that.
More circuits.
There's more circuits. It's
The Goodness Acres is the newest one, I believe, isn't it?
yes. Well, I love that they're still just going back and changing it. I mean, many people want Gran Turismo 7 now, but the love and care they're putting into this game, they're still releasing new cars.
Yes, they are.
I
Aston
don't.
Martin came into it a couple of weeks ago.
Yes,
didn't it?
yeah. I just don't know what it is. It's just hooked me. I can't really explain it in great detail, but it's just something about it. I just love it. It's not immersive at all, like, strangely.
No, it's not.
It's really
in
not
that sense.
immersive.
There's no storyline to it. It's just online racing.
Yeah, but I just absolutely loved it, which makes me think if I had the ability to play R Factor, I'd probably love that.
True.
Well, interesting, talking about R Factor, something I'm going to finish off this video with. I played R Factor. R Factor? Yes.
R Factor, yeah.
Sorry, it'll make sense with what I'm about to say. I've played R Factor in VR, and it is phenomenal.
Ooh.
If the opportunity came out that PlayStation VR could handle a Gran Turismo style game, but it's a full game as opposed to just a test mode, would you buy it?
Ooh.
Because I'm not gonna lie,
Ooh.
I've had quite a bit of experience with VR. It's quite fun. That's the one thing that turned me over the edge. A proper racing game with VR, I would do it. Like if you
it
get
was
the wheels
good.
set up as well.
If it was good, yes. If it got rave reviews on the internet and all the gamers are going, all the YouTubers going, yes, it's
this
good
is
to get
good.
it, then
Yeah.
I probably would.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go out of my way to get it, let's put it that way.
That's the one thing I feel like I'm missing from a racing game now. We've got enough that the only thing we need is VR, and that I say need.
I don't need
First world problems. I think that's the one thing that I'm really looking for now
I
of a
don't really
racing
need
game.
VR for it.
Really?
I'm happy with what I've got.
I think having done it, I just loved it so much. It was so immersive. So, like you know you're in a video game the entire time, but I feel like it makes you quicker as well. It's
I probably will, yeah.
thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So. That's been our little video
That's
about
a good
the
one.
non-F1 racing games, and I think we're pretty much in agreement with most of
I
those.
think we are, it's pretty good.
Where'd
Although, I will say this. Hashtag bring back BTCC game.
Hashtag bring back BTCC game. Hashtag make a Formula E game.
Yes, yeah.
I'd
I'll
love
say
a
that.
Formula E game, or even just a
Yeah.
Formula E mode in a game. I'm surprised GT Sport hasn't done something like that. Thank you ever so much for watching. Best of luck through the non-motorsport months coming ahead.
Oh no. We had months of this. June, July.
Yeah, what do you think it's going to be? Well, hopefully soon. Anyway, play video games, watch old F1 races, do whatever you want to. Have a good one.